Hello everybody. So making this video because I'm going to be sending some grails out to get graded. None of these books have ever been pressed by me. All of these I've gotten in the past, and these are actually these two right here, the Tomb of Dracula. Actually, these three, I should say. Are recent purchases that I made, but the rest of them I've had for years, decades. Keep hearing like, are comic books good sources of income or good investments? I've made investments in different areas in my life. Obviously, the stock market has been one of them, and that's where I have most of my income or my savings, right? But I like to put a portion out in different things, and this just happens to be one of them, right? Comic books. There's a lot of people that are doing this, not just me. I've been doing this for years now. I've been a comic book collector since I was really 10 years old. But I didn't really think about the monetary aspect of the hobby until I got out of the military. But then I got into it, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I still have a lot of books that I haven't slabbed. But some of these books I actually just went out and I bought, back in the day. This House of Secrets, I bought this book in 2002, 2003, right around there, right? Bought this book for about $1,100 with shipping and all fees included. And I bought it as a 9.0. I wanted to buy a higher grade, but at the time, I was happy with the 9.0. Always loved this book. Who doesn't love Neil Adams? This is a classic cover. It's one of the best books, best covers of all time, in my opinion. And it can use a pressing, and look at the stamp. I used to like those stamps too, though. I still do. But it can use a pressing and a cleaning, and I'm hoping that it's going to come back at a higher grade. The reason that I say how much I paid for a comic and when I paid for it is because it's to document it, so that whoever is watching this, even if you're watching it, even though I only got 10 subscribers, but whatever, even if you're watching this like 10 years from now, you could see how much it was going for like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, which is today. Today this book is going for around 3 G's, about $3,000. I'm about to spend some more money to get this pressed and regraded. Little skeptical about, actually nervous about sending these out to get regraded, because I don't know if you guys saw the Amazing Spider-Man from the signings that I sent to CGC. One of them came back at a lower grade. But I'm going to contribute that to the fact that they have to break the slab, and then McFarlane had to sign it, right? So maybe it put some wear on it, but then again, that's why I had it pressed. This one is a 9.6. This is actually a $5,000 book right now in 2020. I bought this back in 2002 as well, end of 2000 middle of 2002. I bought this book for $100 on the dot. With the grading, I probably have about 100 and I would say at the most $130 on the book, but they left a little chip in there, right? And I can't get it out without breaking the slab. But I never got it pressed, so I'm going to send this one out to get pressed. When I first got this, I thought this was going to be a 9.8, to tell you the truth. But it does have one a noticeable defect, and that's on the spine, and I can't really find it. Right there's, I think that was it. But anyway, if I can get a 9.8 on this, I would be devastated. This comes back a 9.4, and to tell you the truth, if it comes back a 9.4 and they break it and they regrade it, then CCS is worth doo-doo, you know. And this one's the one that I traded. I traded Amazing Spider-Man 300 9.8 for. Made a couple of videos on that already, and I'm hoping I can get a 9.0 on this. This is a beautiful book. The spine is in great shape. I have an 8.5 that I actually had CCS. I broke it myself though, and I had CCS graded, and it came back from a 7.5 to an 8.5. It has better colors than this one does, but the other one does have a lot more stress on the spine. This one doesn't really have stress on the spine, but it's a little bit less colorful, and it can definitely use a pressing. Again, I'm hoping that's not going to come back a lower grade. Prices on these. Oh, by the way, on this one, I'm in on this book. The most I ever paid for an Amazing Spider-Man 9.8, which I sent them out to get graded, was $100. So because I sent it out to get graded, I'm probably in $130 on this book. And then now I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be on probably another 150 for the. Actually, it's gonna be 85, and 85 is 170 plus the shipping. I'm gonna probably be in another 190 probably on this book. Okay, which is not bad if you really come think about it. It's a great deal, right? I traded that book. That was done in 2005. 2005. I actually logged all of this in, by the way, before I made this video. This one right here, Iron Man 55, my favorite villain, Thanos. This one is a 9.2. I bought this one graded. I bought this for $340, and I bought this back in 2001. At the end of 2001 is when I bought this. It's about a $1,200 book now, but as you see from the label, I'm sure this has never been pressed. People didn't press back then, not that I know of. Okay, and it can use a cleaning, you know, and obviously a pressing as well, but it can use a cleaning. Hopefully I can get a 9.4 on this when it comes back. And then these I paid a lot of money for, and these are recent purchases. All right, this one right here, just bought it not too long ago, and because of shipping and taxes now on eBay, this one I paid close to $1,600. I was hoping, based on the pictures, that it was going to be a 9.4, 9.6. I'm thinking that with the pressing, because it does have some minor defects, that right there being the biggest one right there, and then this right here, which does not break color. It's got a little bit of a fold that you can't really see, right, because it doesn't break color, but you can actually see a little bit of stress there, but a pressing will definitely take that out. It can be. It has no wear on the spine except for the top right there. So I can definitely see this coming back at probably a 9.2 with the press. This one here, I overpaid for sure. Close to $1,000 on this. But The one thing that I did not see in the pictures when I purchased this is that it has a stain right there, and it was not. They didn't put that down as on the description that it had a stain. Pretty decent book, but I paid close to $1,000 because of taxes and shipping, right? So this right here, you know, if it comes back a 4.5, I'll be okay with it. I would not be surprised if this one comes back at 3.5 though, even though the pages are really crisp and the back is really nice too. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking book. Definitely not a high grade book, definitely a mid grade book, but it does have wear, you know. But either way, love that book, love the Silver Surfer. I do have an 8.0. Oh, you know what, that one I'm going to be bringing up. I'll probably show it here too because I'm going to send that one out as well. This one I paid $550 for. Mid-grade book. As you could tell with all the blades that I have, I'm a huge blade fan. I am going to sell some of these. I'm keeping a 9.6, even if it comes back a 9.4. That's going to be in my personal collection forever, hopefully. You know, unlike some other collectors, I plan on keeping a lot of my books and passing them on to my kids, unless of course you know, things happen, man. You know, hopefully that I won't be unfortunate and have something really bad happen to me where I have to sell my collection or the bulk of my great books. So I keep hearing about, oh, the market's going to crash, comic books are going to crash. Well, guess what, guys? At some point, you know, prices do go down on everything, on the market. Coronavirus right now, everybody's talking about, oh, it's killing the market, and the market's taking a hit and everything, right? Market will recover. If the market crashes and it's a grand old crash, everything's going to crash, not just the market. It'll be the comics, it'll be everything you think of is we're gonna be in some type of trouble for a little while, and then everything will recover. And that's what it does. That's what happens. You know, 2008 you had that huge crash. 2001, 2000 we had a crash. All right, everything recovers. It just does. It will. And comic books, they'll recover too. You know, these books have consistently, this is the great thing about Grails, is that they are consistent. They might come down in price for a little bit, but they won't stay down for a long time. You know, they're resilient. They come back because guess what? Not too many people have these. You know, it's not every day that you're gonna go out and see a 9.6 or a 9.4 in a Tomb of Dracula. And the more fans that you have, the more that people are gonna want to keep it. You're not gonna really see this book up for sale unless something really happens to me badly. I made a huge mistake back then. Back in that time, I made two huge mistakes. I had two Amazing Fantasy 15s, a 3.5 and a 4.5 that I got at bargain prices, but not for that time, you know. And I sold them. I made $1,000 on each. That's around $1,200 on the 4.5. I regret that every single day of my life, you know, that I sold them. And that's why I'm a little bit wary about selling these, and I'm planning on not selling these, you know, because I thought that after the movie the first Raimi movie, that they were going to go down in price. And as a matter of fact, I was right. They started going down in price after the movie. And that's when I sold them. You know, I sold them and I said, you know what? I'm going to rebuy them again. And then all of a sudden they just started taking off. I never saw those prices again. You know, you take a chance when you sell. You can make some money. You can. And I've made a lot of money, you know, selling comics as well. But every now and then, you know what? You sell a book like this, or you trade a book like this, and you might regret that, you know. I brought this one up. So this one here, this one I bought also back in right around that time, 2002, 2003, and I bought this one for $400 and change, shipping. There was no taxes back then. It is now close to a $3,000 book. Okay, with crashes, with you know, it recently went down, this book, because it's been going down. Sometimes it'll go up with a Fantastic Four movie announcement, then the movie comes out and it's garbage, and it'll go down, you know. But from 400 to 3,000, you know, it's consistently going up. It's a book from 1966. First appearance of the Silver Surfer, one of my favorite characters, you know. One of the heavyweights of comics, you know. You can put him right there with Thor, with Superman, easily, you know. And Galactus at the end, in the last pages. Oh yeah, and then this is the this one right here. When we're talking about investments, right? This one I paid $700 and change for this book. We're gonna say I'm into this book for over $800, probably about $850, because of the grading. Actually more than that, because I had it graded twice. I broke it out, so probably in the 900 level, because I paid $700 for it back then, you know. But I bought this at a loss. I bought this book for $700 and change. In the listing it said it was a near mint, and I had an old computer back then. The pictures looked pretty decent on it. It came back at a 7.5. When it came back, I could swear that that CGC, I'll say the truth, I'll say it. I could swear the CGC swapped my book out, because there was things on the book that I didn't remember that it had. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that, though. It was in the infancy of CGC back in the day. I don't know if that's what happened or not, but more than likely it was just that I didn't notice it. Okay, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced that as well. I recently had broke it out of that holding, and I sent it out to CCS to get pressed, and it came back at an 8.5, which I'm thrilled about. Obviously, who wouldn't be, right? So I have the two 8.5s, right? And hopefully I'll have a 9.0 as well. Those will stay in my collection again forever. Investments, grails will always be investments. People are going out and buying this Punchline, you know, and they're going crazy buying this stuff. Like, look, I call myself the spec collector for a reason. I'm a speculator, but I'm also a collector. This is part of my collection, and these grails are staying in my collection. These are my personal collection. I do speculate. You could say that these are this is speculation for me, because I think I'm gonna sell these, all right, only because I want to fund other stuff, right? I'm not selling these already though. These I'm not selling. These two, a little bit lower grade. I'm probably gonna sell them. I feel like keeping them, to tell you the truth, anyway, because they're still grails. Even a lower grade, they're still grails. You know, Blade is an awesome character. Blade, Wesley Snipes. I've said it before. I said it in another video. Wesley Snipes got Marvel on the map. Blade is a minor character. Nobody even knew. Not too many people even knew Blade when Blade first came out. You know, but he put Marvel on the map. You know, because that movie was so good that then other people, other companies like Disney and Sony and Universal, they wanted a piece of these characters, you know, and they paid for it. You know, that's why Marvel has problems now getting X-Men back and the Fantastic Four back, because they figure they can make money out of it. They did. Spider-Man made millions, you know, and Blade is gonna make more money again, because the actor that they have playing him, I can't say his name, so I'm not even gonna try. But he played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage. Tremendous actor, tremendous, and he's gonna do well for this one here too. Don't be afraid to invest, guys. That's what I'm gonna say. Be smart. Don't overpay. Absolutely not. Wait for bargains. Wait for something to come down. If you want to book that bad, make a best offer. And you know what? Sometimes they're probably going to say no. You know, I watch We Love Comics, the channel on YouTube. He's right. You know, Chris is right. You make a best offer. They might not say yes all the time, but every now and then they might say, you know what? How about I'll sell it to you for this price. And if it's below market value, you know, pull the trigger. If you have it. I like to, like I said, I like to put a portion of my savings into the hobby, you know, because it's not just a hobby, it's also an investment. Do these have intrinsic value? Yeah, they do. To me, I think they do, you know, because they're rare. You know, it's almost like gold. Gold is rare, you know. They're never going to print this book again. They'll print it in a facsimile, but this book, you won't see it again, you know. And every year, unfortunately, things happen and books do get destroyed. A house will burn down. A comic book store might burn down or something like that, or something will happen, an earthquake, and you lose these. So they're less and less. Every year there'll be less and less. This is a limited amount. These are grails. Invest in grails. And in modern books, I would say invest in something that that not only is great, a great character, but invest in something that you like and that probably doesn't have that much of a print run. In modern books, Punchline, everybody has a Punchline book, I think, except for me. I didn't go after Punchline. I rather overpay for Punchline when I like the character. I don't know anything about the character right now, except that she appears to be the next Harley Quinn, right? But I'd rather overpay for her later when the prices have come down and I like the character than overpay for her right now. And everybody has a copy of that book and nobody even knows what the first appearance is or whatever. Read the character. I'm a comic book reader. You know, I've read every single book that you see here. I read every single book. You know, I like getting them a slab because it protects them. You know, I could drop this book. Well, of course I'm not going to, but the book will be protected. Even if it cracks, it'll be protected. You know, guys, I'll keep making these videos for all 10 of you that watch it. All right, take care.